Welcome to letteringworld.com. Hi, I'm Kevin, and welcome. There are many Blackletter or Gothic styles, but one good style to give you as a style to emulate or follow is Lucida Blackletter. So use this as a reference as you draw your first Blackletter forms. I'm starting with Blackletter for this calligraphy series because I think Blackletter is more manageable than Italic calligraphy, and the principles of calligraphy can be learned quicker with this style of lettering. So to get started, I also wanted to give you this parts of a letter guide so you can understand the terminology as we go through these exercises. Also on the top right is an example of pen widths. This is a tool to use to determine the stroke weight of the letters, which I'll show you later. So come back to this page when any terms need clarification. To get started, use one of these Calligraphic 3.5 marker pens. These can be purchased at most craft stores. This is a much easier tool to use over a metal calligraphy nib and dipping ink. Using a marker allows you continuous writing, a quicker learning curve, and much more focused practicing time on drawing letters. My method of teaching is to always try to keep things simple and easy to understand. That way it will increase success and have the greatest impact. So I will keep the focus on high-level information of Blackletter and not get into the many variations of certain Gothic or Blackletter rules or letter forms. So once you've progressed to a higher level, you can do further research and then explore Batarde, Textura, Fraktur, or Rotunda style variations. So I'll start with the lowercase letters, also called minuscules. So start by using this pen width guide. I will do a 4 pen width X height and a 6 pen width X height. You can see how size and weight changes depending on the number of pen widths. So I'll do a 4 pen width lowercase x height and a 6 pen width for the capital letter height in this exercise. Once the stroke weight is determined, you can also draw more extended or condensed versions as well. So the pen should be at a 30 to 45 degree angle, and keep your stroke straight and angular. Now here's an outline sketch of the shape we are going for. As you get more advanced, you can begin to add more slight curves and serpentines similar to the outline here. So its strokes are not perfectly straight, it's okay. So start off by penning out 3 to 4 rows of the letter O. Write out the letter enough times to begin to get comfortable with the letter form. You can see that the left stroke echoes the right side stroke. It's just inverted. Now this is a key letter shape, so it's good to practice it because it's the same form to build the letters A, B, C, D, E, G, P, and Q. The next shape to draw is the letter I. So write out the letter enough times to begin to get comfortable with the letter form as well. The dot over the I can be a diamond shape up to a sliver shape, whichever one you prefer. Just be consistent with it when you are penning out a word or phrase. This is also a key letter shape because it is the same form to build letters like B, D, H, J, K, L, M, N, and R. Some of the letters that are uncommon or more difficult to draw are letters like F, usually drawn like the first F here. R is usually drawn like the second R I'll draw here, but I like using the first one because it helps improve letter spacing, and I also like the way it looks. On the S, the spine can be angular or more curved, and can have top and bottom strokes that either swoop down or swoop up. On the T, be careful not to make the crossbar too heavy, no more than half a pen width. On the letter X, this letter takes a lot of practice because it's easy to make it look slanted back or forward, so you want to get it to appear upright. The Y and G are very similar, and on the G's, either G works well. The second G is called a two-story G. So now a good exercise is to begin to write out lowercase words. Calligraphy is a good word to use because it has nice ascenders and descenders, and you can try different variations on the L's, the G, the P, and the Y. The other key exercise, which is the one you'll need to use the most, is to continue to practice penning out the complete alphabet. So use the pen width to determine the height and draw the guidelines, or use guideline notebook paper, as I did here, as a guide for the X height of the letters. On the B's and D's, either variation can be used on the ascender downstroke. The same will be true for the L's. It's good to know both variations, depending on the space to fill, or if it is going to be used at the beginning or at the end of a sentence. On the H or N, the right side downstroke can be a foot or come straight down and taper in as a swash as shown. The dot above the I can be a diamond or a thinner line version as shown. Again, whatever is chosen, just be consistent across your word or your sentence. As you write out the alphabet, if you don't like a letter or you want to do a variation, just continue and pen out another version right next to it. So feel free to do any letter variations on certain letters as you go. The second downstroke on the M can be a straight downstroke or have a foot at the bottom. Also, the crossbar helps in readability as you're reading through sentences. Drawing the P or Q will take a lot of practice to successfully draw the tapered downstroke. This shape seems to work better than having a foot at the bottom of the descender. Try drawing each of these variations of the R and the S and see which works best for you. The T has many variations and can be drawn in a number of ways. It can also really change if you're using it at the beginning of a sentence or at the end of a sentence. At the end of a sentence, you could take the crossbar and swing it out into a swash to fill spaces needed as well. As you get into the letters V and W, you'll see that they're pretty similar. So once you've mastered the V, the W will come much easier. And you can also use that crossbar across the center stroke on the W as well for readability. You can also use that crossbar on the X and the Z. Especially on the Z, it helps fill a lot of space. The end of the alphabet gets more challenging because of the variety of shapes. So this section may take some more practice to get comfortable with finishing those last few letters of the alphabet.